Hello and welcome to this special video for Piglet's Big Game. Today we will be playing Piglet's Big Game on Dolphin 5.0 emulator, and we'll be using the free camera setting so we can take our camera and see and explore every nook and cranny we want to. Hope you enjoy this video. Thanks for watching. First we will start at the start screen, and you can see that there's not too much here, but Piglet animation moving up and down. Now we will actually look at the level selection, or dream selection. First we have Pooh, and we can see how there's these little mini sets created for them. It's actually interesting that there is a sunset background here because you do not see it while looking through the camera. Also have Roos, owls, and when we pan the camera up, we can see that there is a small plot of land up here. I'm not sure if it's used for anything, but I did find that. And also there's a sparkling at the top. Here is Eeyore's area. And you can see here to the right there's a small extra plot of land. I will talk about that later in the video. Here we have Rabbit's area, and you can see to the right, again we have Eeyore's area. We'll finish off, for now, with Tigger's area. Here on the telescope we can see an image of Pooh's house. Next we will look at Cheer Up Piglet Christopher Robin's room. You see that it's just a white room with a background. Next we have a look of the Grimace area, which is a globed background. Also, you can see the mirror in Pooh's dream actually has a photo behind it. Now this picture is actually used in another area of Pooh's dream. I believe that is why they covered it up with a mirror. Next, we will look at these items on the shelf. What it turned out to be are chocolate hens, and also what seemed to look like as chocolate ducks with hats. Next we will look at these bees, which are actually quite low textured. Now we are in Rouge's dream, and as we can see, if we go outside, there are quite much more model than you could ever see in normal gameplay. Also, if you look up the waterfall, there are rocks and other things that you can never see in regular gameplay. In this room, I wondered if the backs of the cardboard bushes and trees had design. And indeed, they did have design, although you can never see them. Now in this room, I went under the floor to see if the whole tab was there, and it was. But I also discovered this, a cookie buried deep beneath the ground. Now I believe this is there because of the scary face machines. Also, I found a model of Piglet under the area. Now I'm not sure if this is for the scary face machines or not. Also, after I was done sneaking with Tigger, I went in under the ground. His model was also there as well. And after the Woozle went through the door, I saw his model was frozen behind it. Next, we have the boss area for Rouge's dream, and we actually see it is a triangle shape inside of a box. Now we are in Owl's dream, and we can see on the table a picture of Tigger. Now I believe he's actually doing the whoop-de-doober bounce in this picture. Next, we will see where the Woozle statues go after you collect beakers from this room, or flasks. As you can see, the models for these statues are stored under the ground. This happens with a lot of the items used in Piglet's Big Game. Also, we can see that the pictures you are later to collect are also hidden under the ground. And if we look at the clock, it says it is 10:19. And we can get a closer look at the map in the Owl's Dream. Also, we will look at the scary tree close up. Quite a frightening fellow, isn't he? And we can look at Owl's memory book and the area where it is stored. Now we are in Eeyore's Dream, where we can see on top of these posts there are these weird black metal cats. And in the hall or foyer, we can get a closer look at the heffalumps and the statues in this room. And see the blue pathway that Piglet travels to, and the beautiful crystal chandelier. Now we are in Eeyore's main room, and then we can look around to under the floor and see the brick hole that Piglet falls into. It is actually quite deep, for this is for the first cutscene where Piglet falls into the hole. We can also look at the many artworks in this room. On this flag, we can actually see, looks like an octo heffalump that comes from Piglet's big game. Also, we have this weird flag that I noticed in this room. I will come back later to see it with the color. Also, we can look at the statued woozles, which this one in particular was quite weird and creepy. Also, we can get a closer look at the artwork and paintings in Eeyore's Dream. This one, of course, based off of the Mona Lisa, and others that are all copies of famous paintings with Eeyore in them. As you can see in the case, Rabbit, Tigger, Owl, and Pooh. And this picture of a donkey. And other artwork, paintings in Eeyore's Dream. Also musical themed ones for the music room. And we can get a closer look at the feather. Here's the flag we talked about earlier. Here it is with all its color. It still does not make much sense to me. Still very mysterious. And while looking at the Cheer Piglet up balloon, I looked down and noticed that there was a whole model rendered under the area. Now I'm not sure why this is even here, because you would never see this in normal gameplay. And it is not an area that's already in the game. It does not seem to match any of the areas. Also, I checked this one as well. This one had a small circular platform like in Eeyore's main room, but that's all it says this one. Now we can see the cutscene where Piglet battles the 3 tuba heffalumps. And if we look up in this area, we can see that Piglet is suspended, waiting to be dropped for the cutscene. Also, coming up next, you will notice that the tuba heffalump is actually, in this next cutscene, hidden beneath the doorway hall. Now we are in Rabbit's Dream, and then we will watch the cutscene as Rabbit gets pushed into the ground. See Rabbit under there and the carrots. But also I looked to the right and noticed that Piglet's head is floating. He's been decapitated. Obviously you'll never notice this in normal gameplay, but I did find this quite amusing. Also, under another area, Christopher Robin's model is hidden under the ground. This was in a room with a Cheer Up Piglet balloon. Next, we will look under the ground in this area, and we'll notice that under the water there is actually textured ground, but you will never be able to see this in regular gameplay. Also, Rabbit's minecart from the cutscene. Also, we can look at the jackpot, or whatever he's called, Heffalump, in greater detail now. Also, we will look at the hot air balloon Heffalumps, get a better look at them. Also, if you notice to the left, there is this strange roping that is nothing connected to it. I'm not sure what that's for, because you can never see this high in normal gameplay. Now we will watch what happens to Rabbit in the minecart cutscenes. As you can see, when he moves off the screen, his minecart leaves him and he's left floating. Also, this is the last minecart cutscene with Rabbit, and if you watch closely, watch for Piglet to come in very quickly, like grease lightning. Also, we can see that Piglet is floating, but of course, in normal gameplay, you will not see any of this. Now we are in Tigger's dream, and we can see the models as they come into view for the cutscene. Now we will look up the Cheer Piglet Up balloon in this room for Tigger's dream. As you can see, there is a background. And as we get closer, we can see that there's another fully rendered model under the ground. Now we will look at the Woozle-Go-Round. And on the top we have 4 pictures from the Tigger movie. And now we will view this area in a zoomed out position. Next, we also check the Piglet balloon in this room, and we can see that there is another different rendered area for this balloon as well. Now we will look at one of the rarest Heffalumps in Piglet's Big Game. This is the Sweeper Heffalump, or Farmer Heffalump. We can see him in greater detail. Also, we have the next Cheer Piglet Up balloon. In this area, we don't really have any background or area, but we do have snow and a fire. Next, we will also look at the ice drawings of Tigger. We have a frozen tail Tigger, a saber-toothed Tigger, this weird pose for Tigger, and another saber-toothed Tigger, and ice skating Tigger as well. Next, we will look at some of the artwork found in Tigger's dream. We have dart throwing Tigger, and all photos in Tigger's house, which are mostly from Tigger's movie. Now we are in the area outside of the haunted house, and we can see that how much area is actually rendered that you will not mostly see the inside of the haunted house. These are also from where the carousel was. You can see that it shows us the throwing the dart, the balloon, and this one's actually quite an amusing picture. It is Tigger pulling Rabbit out of his hat. It's a picture of some poles and on top of the carousel. And we see this clown Tigger and this weightlifting Tigger. And the picture that Rue's holding in this cutscene should look familiar. It is the picture that is an owl's dream showing Tigger doing the whoop-de-dooper bounce. Next, we will look at the Sporty Woozle in greater detail. Now, the Sporty Woozle is actually only in this area of Tigger's dream and the final level. And here is a look at Piglet's last scary face in the game. That's quite a mouth he has there. And now we will watch the cutscene in Tigger's dream. As you can see, there are two Tigger models here, the one without stripes and one with stripes. This is done to replace the unstriped Tigger with a striped one later. And now we can look at the level selection area for the Flooded Woods, and we can see it is the area that was to the right of Eeyore's house. And now we will look at the Flooded Woods in the zoomed out view. This is the first area with Rue, Pooh, and Owl. And this is the second area with Tigger, Rabbit, and Eeyore. Now we'll look at the boss room for Piglet's Big Game. Now if you haven't played Piglet's Big Game yet, this will be spoilers. And we can get a closer look at our enemy, the Granosaurus. Also, while looking at this area, we have something that looks to be Owl's house sunken in the water. Now you can watch the full boss battle. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and God bless.